Hello, everybody. I'm here with Razorback Zach.
What's
Once again,
up?
nice to have him back, man. He he's always great to have on the show. You know, he runs the Inside the Hog Pen and does a great job over there. Glad to have him on to help this show out, and hopefully we can continue to grow this thing. Zach, now I bring you on because of your expertise, but also you were at the game last night. There was two games last night. I
I
assume
was
you
at
were
I
at
was
both.
at both of them. I was at both of them.
So one of them went okay. The other one obviously didn't. The first game,
I think that's an understatement, but we'll get into that.
yeah, the first game being Arkansas women taking on UCA, which was kind of cool. You know, in state matchup there, but
hmm
the Lady Hogs handled business and uh, took care of business, I guess I should say. And so, what did you see in that game? Because I know
So
they weren't televised, so nobody. You were one of the few people in the state that could watch it.
yeah. So let's be honest. Let's back up a little bit. You didn't bring me on for my expertise, and you sure as hell didn't bring me on for my good looks, because we all know I'm an ugly little spud. But I it was a last minute impromptu trip. And I tell you, this is the first time I got to see the women's and the men's play this year. And the women's game, I don't understand why nobody comes to the women's games.
That's a good point there. You know,
These
it's a pretty
girls,
heated topic.
these girls, I'm telling you now, these young ladies, sorry, bro, they're scrappier than the men sometimes. I mean, they were throwing elbows, they were getting after it.
Yeah,
And of course, it is UCA, so at the same time, um, they handled competition pretty well. But I got to tell you, Mike Neighbors is the first Arkansas coach on both the men's and the women's side to beat all of the in-state schools
yeah,
in one season. Schedule and beat all in-state schools in one season.
yeah. They
But the
beat
girls'
Arkansas
game,
State, UAPB, UCA. I think
yeah,
UALR. Yeah,
the girls' game. First off, I got to tell you, Jersey Wolfenberger,
Wolfenbarger.
bro, she makes me look like a 4'1" Oompa Loompa.
Yeah,
And
she's
she's
tall.
this big around. She's literally this big around. All right. But that girl can play. Sasha Goforth, same thing. That girl can play. Those two were getting after it.
Yes, they're pretty
But
fun to watch.
I've got to be a proponent for this. You We need to pack out Bud Walton every time. I've said it for years. And I'm gonna say it. There was somebody on Twitter, we're not gonna name names, but there was somebody on Twitter that comes out and says we need to get more people in the arena for women's games because and this is a quote from him. We need to tell people Jimmy Dykes isn't the coach anymore. We've actually got a good head coach for the ladies. All right.
Right.
So the season's still early. Get there, pack out Bud Walton, just like we do for the guys. All
Yeah,
right.
I totally
Yeah.
agree, man.
But yeah, no, women's game was fantastic. The atmosphere was great. The fans that were there were getting into it and getting loud and bringing the energy. And yeah, it was absolutely awesome.
Okay, so I'm going to address the elephant in the room here.
I hope you
The
don't.
the men's team. Now, I think we knew
Oh
after the
boy.
I think we knew after the Oklahoma game we had some issues even before that. And that loss was a little more acceptable because of the competition. Was Hofstra just that good, or are we just not as good as we thought we were?
Oof. Hang on a second. I'm sharing the show a couple places.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, there we go.
And another
Oh my
another thing
goodness.
is, why do we play so bad in Little Rock?
Oh, before we go any further, let me thank everybody for listening in on TuneIn, Apple, Spotify, Google Play, all across the Twitterverse and the Facebooks, all across the Four Star
Certainly.
Sports Media brand, and the brand new website fourstar.live, the new Four Star Sports Radio Network. Thank you, everybody, and yeah. So let's get to All right, so
It was stressful for me, and I wasn't even there, man.
oh my goodness. Now I got to give credit. Let me start with the positives first. The crowd, while they were there, fantastic.
Yeah. So they
I
left
have
early.
never heard Simmons Bank Arena that loud in 20 years.
Yeah.
I mean, the floor was literally shaking under my feet. But then again, I was sitting in the metal seats, not the concrete. But still, it was loud. I mean, it was fantastic. And now let's get to the product on the floor.
Yeah.
You know, before the game, I was talking to a bunch of people. And by the way, I met some of our fans, both inside the Hog Pen and 4-Star Sports Media fans at the game. So shout out to Dusty. I know he's probably watching. Real cool dude. And then, of course, the Hogettes, Lord, Miss Kathy, Miss Suzanne, Miss Kelly, and then, of course, the head of the pack, Miss Nat. They were awesome. Their shenanigans and their rambunctiousness was just off the charts. I was talking to everybody before the game, dude, and I kept telling them this game makes me nervous. I mean, you're coming off a 20-point beatdown at, let's just call it what it is, at Oklahoma.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. It's in
much.
Oklahoma. It's in Oklahoma.
And what scared me the most was how the team was going to respond following such a physical beatdown. I mean, let's call a spade a spade. When they played Oklahoma, they got spanked right out of the arena. All right.
And see, here's where I have a problem with. I thought after the Oklahoma game, that was going to be the moment where we refocused, and we had a week to prepare for Hofstra, so I thought maybe that Hofstra would be kind of a get right game, but that wasn't the case. Wasn't the case, man.
Chuck said it on the broadcast, and I was trying not to believe it, but Chuck said it on the broadcast. We could not hit the ocean at one point, even if we tried.
Right.
Here's the thing. Hashtag. Lady Red came up with that, by the way. Katie came up with that, so it's kind of stuck. Why are we so bad at 3-point shooting? 3-point shooting and 3-point defense.
Yeah.
Okay. We couldn't get a rebound to save our life. You couldn't hit the three. I mean, I think we hit 1 3 the entire game until KK came in and drained 3 back to back to back. Why are we not playing KK Robinson more?
Good point. And here's what hurt. Here's what hurt so much is I think later on in the game, we went on like a pretty big run, and we would get within 3, 2, 4, and then Hofstra would slowly start pulling away, and it got out of hand again at the end, man.
All right, I'm going to say this, and it's a very, very, very unpopular opinion. You're not seeing the gelling on the court. Okay.
Right. Even I think even Musselman knows there's clearly issues with the team. I mean,
here's I don't want to say this because I'm going to get a bad rap, but if you really sit back and think about it, all right, all the hype, all the up talk, okay, I think Muss has lost the locker room. You can tell. It's got shades of a Chad Morris-like locker room. There is something we're not seeing, and I'm being 100% honest. And if y'all want to bash me, bash me. But if you sit back and look at the comparisons, you've got to start to wonder.
Yeah.
Okay. There is something going on that we are not seeing in that locker room. Okay. You can't say the team is still young. You can't make all the arguments you want. But if you look at it, Muss has lost the locker room. They're not buying in. None of these players are buying in. JD Notae never needs to try to take another 3 a day in his life.
Yeah, he's either hot or cold.
Drive to the if you take 2 or 3 shots during the first half and you're not hitting, don't try it anymore. Okay? We need to stick to the fundamentals. Drive to the basket, okay? Get the open shot in the lane. All right? Play some freaking defense.
That's my biggest issue.
We could not play defense. We were leaving these guys open all night. We were leaving the lane. They were blowing right past us.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, most people are going to argue that, oh, well, we lost a first-round lottery pick last year. We lost Justin Smith. We lost Jalen Tate. You know, we lost, and that's true.
Yeah.
But this team has completely fallen off. You do not.
It doesn't get any easier from here on.
You do not. And again, Oklahoma, they're.
I understand. I could understand that loss a lot more than this one for sure.
My biggest issue, though, is there's no cohesion at all.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to say this, and it's going to be an unpopular, and it looks like it's a popular opinion. I'm back on Twitter, by the way, at Razorback Zach with the number 1 right next to it. But perusing Twitter, KK Robinson, I gave him one more game, and then he hits the transfer portal. If he doesn't get more playing time, I think we're going to lose him.
Yeah, which I think
hot take of the day.
I'm kind of nervous about SEC play. You know, not playing good defense. It can turn out pretty ugly this year.
SEC play is going to rattle us. We have got to.
Musselman's getting paid a lot of money, and he needs to figure something out. And I don't know. I mean, he's proven he can do it. So I mean, I'm not jumping ship or nothing. I mean, it's early in the season, but man, I don't know, man. Like I said, the talent, like you said, the talent's there. Everything's there. It's just something mental going on.
Well, and it may be mental, but again, we don't know what's going on in the locker room. So you never will, unless you have another situation like we had a couple years ago, and somebody comes out and says something. All right.
Right.
And then it starts to unravel. All right.
Yep.
We should have laid the smack down against Hofstra.
Oh, yeah.
It should never have been. And there were times, dude, where they were getting out to 10, 15-point leads. It got scary. But why are we not? KK comes in, gets the ball, and starts just raining threes. That's why it was so close at the end. The score shows, it was a close win or a close loss. It was only close because KK was draining threes every time from the corner. Why are we not playing him more? That's
Connor.
Why are we not? Why is Connor not playing?
Yeah, he didn't touch the floor once.
No.
I mean, he's good enough to at least be out there some of the game. I understand he can't play very long stretches, but man, I'm trying to have a short memory, but it's hard because I know this team should be performing a lot better, but they're not.
And everybody's argument is going to be, well, we lost early last season, and we ended up in the Elite Eight.
Yeah, but this isn't an Elite Eight team.
It wasn't.
This is not an Elite.
It wasn't as bad last year, though, Christian. And that's the big thing about it all. All right, is that everybody's saying, well, we were Elite Eight last year. We should be Final Four this year. Not so fast.
No.
There's no all around this team. Well, it's rough.
Here's the thing: you bring in a bunch of transfers, guys that, I hate to say it, are usually just going to your school to try to prop their draft stock or whatever. I don't think these guys are fully into the Razorback. They don't have that Razorback mentality like players that are there 2 or 3 or 4 years. And
I have to disagree with that because look at Justin Smith. Justin Smith came out from Indiana.
It's a good point, yeah.
All right, and he bought in, and he played like a Razorback. Okay. But you got guys like Chris Likes. By the way, he's really short.
Oh, very, yeah.
Like, damn, he's short. And it just the red again, and I'm gonna say this, and people are gonna bash me on Twitter, and that's fine by me. The refs weren't helping us either. Like
Yeah.
it was a touch. They would call things on for Hofstra, and then I want to say it was JD that took a freaking right hook to the face, and there was a no call. I heard.
Yeah.
Look, I started out the game in the upper bowl, way back up in the upper bowl.
Yeah.
Okay, I was up there when he took that right hook, and you could hear it. You could hear it from my seat.
How's it going, Josh? Thanks for watching,
Josh
man.
Wilbanks. What's up, buddy?
No, this is definitely not a 40 minutes of hell.
He makes a very, very valid point. This is not 40 minutes of hell. This is 40 minutes of what the hell are we doing?
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to say it, all right, because I've met Muss. I've talked to him.
Yeah.
I'm just he's great on social media, and he's great when the cameras are rolling. Something's not clicking right now.
Well,
I don't know if it's and there's a lot of coaching experience and NBA experience on the coaching staff. I've seen that thrown around on Twitter. All right.
I don't think this is a Musselman.
What it is.
I don't think it's a Musselman problem because he's shown he's a good coach. We had some top players last year, and they didn't seem to have the big egos that you see. I don't know what it is,
JD always had that ego. JD's always had that ball hog ego.
Yeah, that's true.
It bothers me. It bothers me at the direction that this team is going.
Yeah, I don't feel like. I mean, like I said, we're only 11 games in. We're 9-2, but none of some of those wins we got were not real, tough teams or anything. So
what's going to happen? And I haven't looked at the SEC schedule, so I'm throwing hypotheticals and what ifs out there. So, what if this team walks into Rupp Arena? All right.
Yeah, it's not going to be good.
What's going to happen then?
Kentucky's good this year. They're not last year's team.
You walk into Rupp and you're going to get slapped around like a redheaded stepchild. You walk into Florida, you're going to get slapped around like a redheaded stepchild. Okay? Now, I am a Razorback fan through and through. I am going to see this season to the end. I stayed, unlike some of our fans, but they were probably trying to beat the traffic. I sat and watched that game to the entirety, from the opening buzzer to the end.
Yeah.
And I will do that. I've done that at baseball games. I did it for football during Chud Morris. I mean, I am a dedicated Razorback fan through and through. But I'm telling you right now, there are some fans out there that are counting down the days to baseball. Now, I'm not saying that after the new year, in like late January, early February, they finally get this thing kicked into gear and they take off. Because we lost some great games. We lost some big games in January of this year, last season.
Yeah.
All right. I think we lost back-to-back to LSU and Alabama, if I'm not mistaken.
I know after those games, yeah. Last year, it felt like we were there's no way that team was going to bounce back.
Yeah.
But I just still don't – the skeptic in me does not – I don't think that this team – I hope they prove me wrong, man. I really do. I just don't – I don't know. It's a long season. I'm trying – I want to be positive. I really do.
Let me pull up their schedule and see who they got before the conference play.
They got Elon next, which they better win that game. If they lose to Elon, then the wheels are going to start coming off for sure.
Let me see. All right, so their remaining schedule for the next 2 weeks, the last two games in December, is Elon on Tuesday at 6 o'clock, and then they open conference play next Saturday. Next Wednesday against Mississippi State. and that I believe is at Mississippi State. Okay,
Yeah.
so they've got one game. They've got one more game to tune this up before conference play.
If we played that game last night in Bud Walton Arena, I think we win it. I hate to say that.
Not with the way they were playing. Not with the way they were playing. No, sir. No, sir.
Maybe, yeah.
There's a stigma. There is a stigma about playing in Little Rock in both basketball and all three major sports, basketball, baseball, and football, that somehow the air is different, the water is different, the atmosphere is different.
It is, though, I think.
No, it's not, because it's just a smaller arena than Bud Walton. It's just a smaller field, smaller stadium than Razorback Stadium, okay? And it's about the same capacity, if not just a little bit less, at Dickey-Stevens, which is a minor league park, than Baum Walker, okay? It's all up here.
How's it going, Chuck?
It's literally all up here. Chuck, what's up, man?
Yeah, it's definitely something.
All up here.
I thought after Musselman getting ejected last game, that would light a fire in the team, but I guess it didn't. And what I'm starting to notice is you better come to play against every opponent, man. You can't.
There is no easy Saturday in the SEC.
Well, not just the SEC, but any team in college basketball can beat you if you're not playing your best game.
Yep.
It is what it is. I don't know.
What can you do?
I don't know what else to say about the game. We can get into a little bit of football, though. That's a little bit more of a positive note. I know we got some kind of bad news today about one of our D linemen. I think he got a DWI.
Trey Williams.
Yeah.
One of our best D linemen.
Was it a DWI?
Yeah, I think so. It was a DUI or DW. That's one of them. I can't remember. But, oof.
So we might be without him in the bowl game. I'm not sure. We're kind of shorthanded as it is, but I'm still looking forward to that game. And we're hitting it pretty hard in the recruiting, though. That's a good thing. I know our recruiting has stepped up quite a bit this year, and we're keeping a lot of in-state guys.
Yeah. So the problem is, and the one thing I'm concerned about is, are we actually going to have a bowl game? Because I'm hearing reports, nothing confirmed, but I'm hearing reports that Penn State is struggling with COVID right now.
Don't tell me that.
I'm trying to nail that down. I've not seen anything reported yet. This is just here, and again, take this with a grain of salt. This is just hearsay coming off of Twitterverse and from a couple of reliable sources. But Chuck said it was a DWI on Trey Williams. But how big of a gut punch would that be for us to battle and play our asses off and legitimately be a contender, legitimately get to a real bowl game, and it get canceled?
Yeah, but it's the reality, man. COVID is apparently still running rampant. I mean, I hate it more than anybody, but we're seeing NFL games get canceled. I know Memphis and Tennessee got canceled on Saturday.
Somebody needs to check on Bum.
Oh, Bum. If you keep up with Bum on Twitter, not just Brandon, but he's one of the people I know personally. But the Memphis and Tennessee back and forth, all on Twitter, is just crazy. But about the DWI, here's my thing on that. There's so many ways now to hitch a ride with somebody, to call an Uber. We saw with is it Henry Ruggs for the Raiders? we saw what happened there. I guess this is a different situation, but it could have been that bad. Luckily, nobody was hurt that I know of with Trey Williams' DUI. But I don't want to harp on his situation too much. I'm just saying I don't like to see it personally.
So I don't like seeing it. So a thought just occurred to me, and I'm gonna switch back to basketball for a minute, Christian. Being on the floor where I was pre-game and post-game, waiting for the players, trying to talk to coaches and things like that.
Right.
You notice that that's not an actual court. They literally laid that floor on top of the concrete. There was about 2 inches between the floor of the basketball court and the actual concrete floor of the arena.
I noticed like the stands were like kind of spaced out from the actual floor too.
Yeah.
So it's not like the floor connects. It's like
no. So at Bud Walton, the fans are literally right there.
Yeah.
I mean, they're right there. Simmons Bank, it's crap. And the way they herd everybody for player autographs, pictures, things like that, it just do better, Little Rock. Do better.
What they do?
Do better. It was just, if you were over by the tunnel where the team was coming in and out of, you had to literally stay on that side of the arena. But if you wanted to go to the other side, so they had it on both sides. So if you wanted to go to the other side, you couldn't cut across. You couldn't just take 2 feet and go because they had ropes blocking the tunnel off.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so players could walk through safely. And I know they have a job to do.
Yeah.
I know they have a job to do. But
Well,
the organization, because literally, as the crowd left, they literally closed all of the arena except that one little section. Like, you couldn't walk up where your seats were. So
here's
if you
my
left
thing.
if you left something at your seat, good luck trying to go get it.
Well, here's my thing. Another rant I have. Last night I'm glad I didn't watch the game, but why can't we televise the Little Rock game? Is it something with the arena?
That was my question last night, because wasn't it a few years ago where we actually held a regional in the NCAA tournament and that got televised?
I can't.
Am I remembering? Is this a Mandela effect?
It sounds right to me.
So how can you host an NCAA regional pod, round of 32 games, or round of 64 games, okay? And you can't broadcast a home game for in-state? Oh, well, the arena can't handle it. It's not wired enough. Simmons Bank owns the damn arena.
Yeah.
Put a multi-million-dollar remodel into that arena, and you'll be up to date with half the arenas in the freaking country. Sorry, I'm getting off on a tangent, but it bugs me. Instead, it's like War Memorial. Okay, if the people that own it budget it right and treated it like they actually give a damn, we'd have some of the nicest venues here in Little Rock.
But here's my thing: until they start acting like they care, we shouldn't play there. I understand why we do it, because it's essentially located for the fans down there in the southeast corner, the southwest. So fans all over the state can see the game, but
So I don't know if you're old enough to remember. Maybe you are. I don't know. Back in the day, I think it was right towards the end of Nolan, John Pelfrey, Stan Heath, and who was after Pelfrey?
Mike.
Was it Mike?
Yeah.
Was it Mike?
Yeah.
It kind of in that era there, the first couple years. I think it ended at Pelfrey or right before Pelfrey. they would broadcast locally. KATV would broadcast the non-conference games a couple of times through the preseason. Paul Eels would be on the call, and it would be broadcast through the Arkansas Razorback Sports Network, ARSN.
Mm-hmm.
When they sold it nationally and went to IMG, went to Learfield,
Yep.
and all of that, that is when those programs and those broadcasts dropped off.
Yeah.
Because it's all about the money.
That's true.
But why can't we bring that back?
I hope we still finish this season strong. I'm not losing hope, but I think next year will be the true year where we kind of get things going, because I think we're bringing in some pretty good guys. So, but
one can only hope.
I don't like to give up hope on a season this early, so I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, one can only hope, though.
It is discouraging losing to Hofstra, I will say that, but
Chuck Pendergrass chiming in says, too many guys on the basketball team want to be the star and don't want to do the dirty work like defense and rebound. A freaking men. A freaking men, dude. It hurts, dude.
And I thought Aldis Tony was our rebounding guy, but I don't think he had a great game last night. Did he?
Nobody had a good game last night. Nobody. We couldn't hit the ocean with the way we were shooting. So, I don't know. Hey, check it out, guys. Quick announcement coming up at 5 p.m. Central Time. We are going to be joined once again with the guys across the 4-Star Sports Radio Network for our bowl season edition of the College Football Pick'em Show. We've only got 2 shows left this season for the College Football Pick'em Show, and Wes and the guys, along with Christian and I, are going to be picking our bowl games. And I know there's a couple of them that have been final, but going to be a good show.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we got that coming up in about an hour and a half. So I know Zach's got a busy day. He's got 2 more shows after. 2 more shows after this.
I will be on the College Football Pick'em Show, and then immediately following the conclusion of that, I'm going to be on College Football Talk with Jonathan Lewis on YouTube, and great to be back on that show as well. So I got a full afternoon and full evening, and it's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Definitely. So tune in at 5. You'll see me and Zach's ugly faces again on 4-Star Sports Media. The Facebook page will be on YouTube. You name it. We're on it. So, Zach, thanks for joining the show today. And, at least the Cowboys won today.
Woohoo!
It wasn't pretty.
Zach didn't get hurt.
Our offense has definitely got to – our offense has got to improve. I will say that, but the defense is looking pretty good. So, yeah, go Hogs. I haven't jumped the bandwagon or anything. I'm just not as –
I'm just concerned. I'm just a concerned fan is all.
Concerned is a good word. Little discouraged, but I'll watch every game.
Wait, all right, hold on. I wanted to throw this football thing out, all right, about the games in Little Rock. It just occurred to me, all right. A fellow fan, and I will quote her Twitter account if I remember it. I'll put it up on our page later. A fellow fan told me last night that this was her idea of how the game should be at Little Rock.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Basketball or football?
Football at War Memorial. All right. 11 o'clock kickoff on a Saturday. UCA and UAPB.
That would be pretty cool.
In between, 3 o'clock kickoff. University of Arkansas versus Arkansas State. The in between show, the UAPB band.
That does sound intriguing.
One ticket to cover the whole day. Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. It's a very. She had this. I mean, she was laying it out there like it was nothing. Like she
I
was.
like the idea. I think it needs a little tweaking, but that is an awesome idea.
How
Like,
would you tweak it?
well, how do you got UCA fans and UAPB fans watching the first game? Are they going to actually stay for that second game?
They might.
They might. But no, I really don't have too much of that's awesome. I mean, it sets up a really nice tailgating atmosphere. You see all the different.
It gives in between games. It gives people a chance to go down the river market. Get some liquid courage. Have a little fun. Bring in the revenue for the city.
Yeah.
And then come back, enjoy what I don't want to say the main attraction, but it keeps the money in state for all 4 schools.
It would definitely boost that area. That would be a day full of.
That's a thinker for you.
And I wonder if that's been proposed. I wonder if that's been proposed.
I doubt it.
Well, maybe we should propose it. Anyway, good way to end the show. Scott, you got my brain going now, making me think of how that could work.
Not just a hat rack, my friend.
Yeah.
I got good ideas when, occasionally.
Yeah. Yeah. Arkansas and Arkansas State, as you guys know, is going to play there 2025.
2025.
Yeah.
2025.
So that's going to be pretty interesting. I don't think Arkansas State fans like Arkansas fans. I could be wrong. I don't think they do. But anyway.
And it's also vice versa. Arkansas fans don't like Arkansas State fans.
Yeah. I think it's a little more Arkansas State fans don't like us, but well, that was what I was going to say, Chuck, as well. Making them buy one ticket would be they'd be losing out a lot of money for sure. But anyway, it's still a good idea. I think you just got to maybe tweak it a little bit, but I don't think it's going to happen, so it don't matter.
It'll never happen. So I mean,
but it's fun. It is fun. It is fun to think about and talk about. All right, guys. Well, we're gonna hop off here. It's been a fun show. Glad to have Zach on with me, and once again we're going to be. Well, he's going to be going on all night, but we've got another show today at 5 o'clock. So tune in. The Pick'em Show, the bowl games, should be a lot of fun. All right, guys. Thanks for watching, and go Hogs.
Go Hogs, baby.